News 25 is brought to you by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumps optometrist since 1990, offering full spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, 2 motorcycle officers are injured in a crash, and VEA officials speak up during a recent meeting. News 25 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Fellow officers are on scene as 2 of their own are injured in an accident. It's Monday, April 27th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. 2 officers were taken by ground ambulance this afternoon after crashing their police vehicles near the training center on Mesquite Avenue. Nevada Highway Patrol has been called in for an independent investigation at an officer-involved accident on Mesquite Avenue west of Higley Road. 2 motorcycle officers with the Nye County Sheriff's Office on separate bikes were transported to Desert View Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries sustained as a result of this crash. No other vehicles were involved. Law enforcement officers with the Nye County Sheriff's Office were scheduled for training at the Mesquite facility when the accident occurred. Both of the officers involved are longtime veterans with the Sheriff's Office and have been identified as Joseph McGill and Gregory Curtin. How the accident occurred is under the investigation of NHP troopers. And a driver who lost control of his car Saturday afternoon luckily escaped with no injuries after crashing the car into a power pole and fence. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies, Nevada Highway Patrol, Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, and Valley Electric Association crews arrived at the scene of a single-vehicle accident on Blagg Road Saturday afternoon. The driver of the 2-door sports vehicle claimed no injuries at the time of the accident. It appears that he lost control of the vehicle, hitting a Valley Electric Association power pole and a fence. VEA crews were on scene to secure the power lines that had been affected by the impact. VEA members were not affected by this crash. And Valley Electric Association district meetings are underway right now. Another one will be held at the Valley Conference Center on Highway 372 tomorrow night beginning at 5 p.m. During last week's District 1 meeting, board members spoke up about the recent issues with the co-op and the rate increase.
If you want to see where we're going at this utility, take a look at Beartooth Electric Cooperative and the website, because that's the open and transparency that this board of trustees you currently have served here want to go. I will tell you one thing, and I'm going to interview some people right here that literally and figuratively, they learned of the issues only after the former CEO left. They went ahead and did some really neat things. They hired an auditor to make sure the financials were headed in the right direction. They weren't. Then they turned around and said, now what do we do? Well, they had some tough decisions to make in the latter part of 2018. And again, the impacts, no one likes to lay employees off, but they made the tough decisions. Yes, they made promises, but they have to because of the bankers. And I'm going to let you talk to you, don't hold a bunch of all, but they have to make commitments to bankers, and you surely don't want the bankers running this utility. I'm extremely proud to be here. I've handed my cards out to some of you. I got more cards up here. I want to hear your comments. I want to hear your complaints. You are the solution. You are the solution to the directions that we need to go.
I would like to dispel 2 myths. Number 1, ambassadors are not VEA employees. And secondly, ambassadors are not paid. Ambassadors are volunteers. There are many ambassadors in this room right now. Some are evident by the blue shirts that they are wearing. And I joined the ambassador program for a very selfish reason. It wasn't to serve others. I joined the ambassador program, as people have often asked me, Al, why did you join the ambassador program? I joined the ambassador program because I was an owner member of this cooperative and I wanted to know what the hell was going on. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. And I wanted to have more information about this cooperative that I was an owner member on. Because I come from that old adage that knowledge is power. And I wanted to have more knowledge about VEA.
Tuesday, I got out ahead of the board a little bit, and I said, you know, I think we ought to post our financial statements every month out on the website. It's a public meeting. Board meeting is public. Instead of 200 people coming to the board, well, you're welcome to, but it's rather boring, I think. But instead of doing that, we'll post it out there. So it's your co-op, and so we ought to be more forthcoming in that data. So around the so Pete talked about back in 2008 and forward. We pushed costs forward. Let me just explain or expound a little bit on that. The Valley decided to artificially lower its largest cost, which is power. We distribute power. We buy power and we distribute. These contracts are typically multi-year, could be 30 years, 25, 20 years, multiple years, usually at known rates. It might have identified rates for the first few years and then maybe a percentage escalator, but they're calculable. The first few years of these contracts, and starting in 2008, again, during the worst recession, I mean, unemployment rates here, I wasn't here, but they were over 18% as far as I know. In a lot of ways, we're still feeling that, right? I mean, we feel like we've gotten out of it, but that's 10 years later, 11 years later, and they're still feeling it. So back in 2008, thereabouts, entered into these power contracts, kept rates low for a period, say 4 or 5 years, and then the rates would escalate because, you know, they had to go up, right? So as the years went by, you get close to those escalator rates, they would get another version of that.
I am a veteran of the United States Marine Corps. I have a wonderful wife of 54 years. I love to get up and go fishing each and every day of my life. And the sooner we can get things done around here, the sooner I can do one thing: go home and go fishing. Please. I enjoy fishing more than anything. I'm a rightful age of 78 years old, and I will not be over here. I told this board more than 1 year. I'll be here as long as you need me. And if you don't need me, I'm going home damn quick.
And here at KPVM TV News 25, we are concerned about the financial crisis going on with Valley Electric Association. And the interim CEO, Richard Peck, has agreed to give us weekly updates. And we'll be having that one on Wednesday. News 25 will return after this break.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Well, welcome back. Nye County Commissioner John Koenig talks about an item on the agenda to remodel the Prump Medical Center that has been shuttered for some time now, following the move of healthcare partners to their new facility on Loop Road. Dr. Batty still leases the county-owned facility. Now the county wants to utilize a portion.
There's going to be a remodel. Back in November, we renegotiated a lease with Dr. Batty. He used to lease 16,000 square feet. He went down to 3,400 square feet. That left us with 1,200 and almost 13,000 square feet left. We're presently squished in Health and Human Services and the health nurse and WIC. There's not enough room there. As I went by it on the way over here, the parking lot is full. So we're going to remodel that area and make it available for those people. We'll move them over there, and then we'll probably take some other departments and move them into their present building. Going out to bid, I believe the walkthrough is tomorrow, and we should see bids coming back, and keep your eye on our agenda for us to approve a bid. Then we'll know what it's going to cost.
Roadway blasting is beginning again for the construction project on Highway 160. Travelers can expect delays.
State Route 160 construction blasting resumes Wednesday, March 13th at 12:45 p.m. through Mountain Springs in Clark County. Blasting is needed to remove fractured bedrock as part of a $59 million, 6-mile-long widening project that began last summer. motorists can still expect up to a 2-hour delay.
We'll return after this break.
News 25 is brought to you by Bill and Robin Law, injury attorneys. Injured, need money? Get Bill and Robin, your local Pahrump injury attorneys.
Well, the annual Veterans Extravaganza was a big success. The event held at the Bob Roode Community Center helps veterans and their families get the services they need.
This is the third annual Veterans Extravaganza. We've had so much support from not only the veterans, but from the entire community. And all the vendors that have come out is just fantastic.
So I saw that you got Department of Veterans Affairs in there, you have RSVP, you have the DAV, everything you could possibly ask.
Throats of Valor, you name it, everything that veterans could use, we have in here. And we have all the medical people, and we're also doing presentations. We had a presentation earlier on video medicine. So like I said, a lot of information. We encourage all the veterans to come out, and if they don't make it to this one, we'll be doing this again next year. Sometimes veterans are just totally not aware of everything that they have, the things that are available to them. And so I encourage all veterans to come out and just to talk to people and find out exactly what's going on, because there is so much available.
If they didn't make it today, how can they get in touch with the DAV or any of these organizations?
I would say just contact the Commissioner's office. If they contact the Commissioner's office or the town office, they'll be able to get information to contact either the DAV, the VFW, the American Legion, and everybody can tell them something about what's going on with the Veterans Extravaganza.
Well, in today's Journal of the American Medical Association report, we address osteoarthritis of the knee.
Osteoarthritis of the knee is a leading cause of disability and a driver of rising medical costs because the painful condition can often lead to knee replacement surgery.
It's expensive because of out-of-pocket costs for medical treatments, work loss, and also being the main reason for needing a joint replacement. Furthermore, there is currently no treatment accepted to benefit osteoarthritis in the long term, and especially to reduce its rate of progression.
Dr. Timothy McAlinden of Tufts Medical Center in Boston and his colleagues studied 140 adults with knee osteoarthritis in a randomized clinical trial. Half of the patients received a knee injection of the corticosteroid triamcinolone every 3 months for 2 years, while the other half got saltwater injections. The researchers measured the level of knee pain at each visit and performed MRI scans annually to measure changes in cartilage and other structures within the joint. The study appears in JAMA, the Journal of the American Medical Association.
Both groups experienced some improvement in pain, but there was no difference between the groups at any time point. Physical function remained about the same, and when we looked at the MRI scans, while there were no major differences between the groups, the precise measures of cartilage volume showed more loss in the group that had been assigned to the corticosteroid. The results of these studies do not support the use of long-term repeated corticosteroid injections for the management of pain or structural progression in osteoarthritis, and in fact indicate that there may be more cartilage loss in people who receive the steroids.
He believes that more work needs to be done to find a long-term solution for people with knee osteoarthritis.
Osteoarthritis is a very common disorder for which there's currently no effective long-term treatment, so we need to find interventions to reduce the incidence and progression of this disabling disorder.
Well, the real estate market is going strong. In today's Angie's List report, we talk about buying a home.
Finding a low-priced home that's in need of repair might be the right solution for first-time homebuyers who are anxious to get into the housing market, but it's easy to take on more than you can handle. Getting help from experts can help ensure your budget and your timeline are ready for the long haul.
Start with a realtor and an experienced home inspector to help you determine if that fixer-upper you're looking at is a money pit or a diamond in the rough.
Once you've found your diamond, securing the financing to cover the cost of a big project may require more attention than a first-time buyer realizes.
Fixer-uppers sometimes have restrictions as far as what type of loans they qualify for. So it would be very important to understand that up front.
Again, your expert realtor and a knowledgeable lender will help navigate that step. Once the financing is nailed down, what's next?
Having a plan in place, both in terms of how much it will cost to do the rehab work, as much as the overall scope, the resources that are required, the timing, and lastly, you've got to keep in mind what the end value is of the product.
As you evaluate the potential scope and decide just how much you want to take on, prioritizing the work is critical to creating a successful plan.
When considering where to start on your new fixer-upper, think practical. Does the plumbing or electrical need upgraded? If so, start there first.
Once those big-ticket, unglamorous projects are out of the way, go for projects that will be rewarding to complete.
Focus on the low-hanging fruit. For instance, if you want to do a bathroom remodel but you are facing limited funds, change the color, the light fixture, the vanity, the faucet, these kinds of things, and they actually achieve a high impact.
Regardless of the size of the project, tackling a remodel can be daunting to anyone, but with the help from the right experts, even a beginner can achieve a beautiful end result.
News 46 Weather Cam is brought to you by Glenn Lerner Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Kind of interesting weather today. A little bit of sun that we had out there, and then some clouds rolled in. We're going to find out more about what's in store for this week's weather right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Pahrump Rental and Do It Best Hardware, your friendly small town hardware store. Shop small, shop local.
And we're back. Well, Michael Donahue was at the Board of County Commissioners all day today, so we're going to have weather from the desk. I heard it was a long meeting. We'll have more in the coming days. Well, today in Las Vegas, your high of 65, tonight's low 51. Death Valley's high 75 with a low of 56. Amargosa 63 today, tonight's low is 46. Beatty 59, 40. Goldfield 47, 26, still cold up there. Tonopah 44, 23. Carson City, you're looking at your high today at 48 with your low at 25. Fallon 49, 26 is your low. Fernley 49, 27. And today, mostly cloudy, currently 60 degrees with a high of 62, winds out of the north-northeast at 7 miles per hour with humidity at 36% and sunrise 7 o'clock in the morning, even after that daylight savings time. Cloudy skies tonight with our current temperature still the same, of course. And your low 46 degrees, winds out of the north-northeast at 6 miles per hour. Humidity getting up there at 53% and sunset 5:48. All right, and tomorrow your high is 66 with your low of 42. Wednesday, the skies are clearing there with the sun coming out Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday's high 57, your overnight low is 35. Thursday, 61, 38. Clouds coming back in on Friday, and your temperature there 63, 39. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, all sunny skies. Look at those temperatures going up there on Saturday. 70 degrees is your high, 45 is your low. Sunday, 72, 47, and Monday, it's getting warm out there. Your high 75 with your low of 51. And yeah, still adjusting to that daylight saving time and springing forward there. And I want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes. They were super wonderful. I got a million of them on Facebook, and that was so nice. I can't even begin to tell you. And so I want to thank everybody for that. That's going to wrap up this edition of News 25 from all of us here at KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio, 103.1 FM. Check us out on the dial. We'll be back here tomorrow night.